Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Carl, and today I'm on top of my travel trailer. Unfortunately, our skylight is leaking and I need to replace it. I've done a lot of research, or I've done some research, and I didn't find a lot of videos on doing this, and certainly didn't find any videos with my manufacturer, the Grand Design. Imagine I've got a 2150 RB, and so I thought I'd take a video. I guess the important thing here is I'm no expert, and I kind of learn as I go. A lot of times when I fix something, if it doesn't work, I fix it again. This one's pretty important because the water's been leaking into the skylight, and it's got onto the wood and caused a little bit of damage. I think it's going to be fine to survive, but yeah, I'm gonna take some video and put it together, and hopefully it's useful to the general public. Basically, my process today is going to be to try to apply up the Dicor. I bought a heat gun, so I'm going to try to use that very sparingly to get it warmed up and to pry that up and to clean the space off. Probably not going to put the new skylight down today. I'm going to probably contact the manufacturer to talk about products, sealants and stuff tomorrow. So, you want to say hello? And this is the front of the skylight where the leak has been predominant. It's been in this corner here, and I don't know if you can see it, but there is a crack here, which very well could have been causing the leak. I just didn't see it when I first found the leak a week ago. Previously, I'd found a crack here, which I covered in Dicor. So. Yeah. First up, I'm going to use the heat gun to heat up the Dicor, and then I'm scraping off the surface of the skylight, so not staying away from the membrane. So I'm scraping off the surface, and then I'll get the screws up, and then I'll try to pry up the skylight, and then from there I'll try to get some of the big chunks off the membrane. So there you go. First up, I've got the spot up where the skylight is. So again, using the metal putty knife, using it on top of the skylight to not damage hopefully not damage the membrane. Interesting on this on the front side of the skylight, it's actually interesting. The lap is pulling up from the membrane. Like on the back side, it was like super sticky. But here it's I'm actually able to pull it off the membrane. And this is the side where the skylight leaked, so that's definitely a concern that comes off so easy. I guess maybe you can see the shadow. This faces west at where I keep it at home, and then this is south. So maybe the sun did some damage on this side, so maybe I needed to come back and really fill that in if I would have been preventing this better. So there you go, a theory. Actually, you can see it here. So manufacturers, they throw these trailers together. This bolt, you can see this whole skylight is cracked right here. Very well maybe where the water has come in. They're saying that water, this pulled up so easy, the water could have come in through here and down through the skylight. One thing I did find on installing these skylights, you need to put the screws down and be careful about how much tension you put down, because you can crack the skylight. Cracks underneath the lap sealant can leak. Here the manufacturer cracked the skylight. Maybe they didn't crack it, but it's now cracked. So very well could be my problem. Okay, so here's the crack that I don't think you can see it from this. Maybe you can see it from this angle, but here's the crack. And this screw is in too far. The manufacturer, Grand Design, put this screw in. They literally cracked the skylight. Maybe this crack didn't come over all the way when they did it, but this screw is way too far in. This screw way embedded. This screw not even down flush. I haven't got these screws up yet to see what kind of heads they have, but just really poor construction, I think, in my opinion. Alright, so here's the crack again, and then this is the very corner where the leak is, where the water's leaking. It's also the low point. The trailer slopes this way. It's the low point. Maybe it slopes this way a little bit. Maybe, I guess it shouldn't, but this screw is embedded too far. And then you look at this one, too high. So, yeah, frustrating. Very frustrating. But at the end of the day, you buy a travel trailer, you got to know that they slap these things together. That's why they're in a reasonable price, a price people can afford. But yeah, you shouldn't assume that they're put together well, and you need to watch them and fix them. Yep, word of the wise. All right, so I've got the sealant off the top of the Skylight, step one. So now I'm going to take the screws out. Step two. I guess this brown stuff in the screw is the sealant underneath the Skylight. But this is a good example. It's like, why do they put two screws so close together? I don't know. This is the screw from the very corner, the spot where it had leaked. It's brown and could be rusty, I think. Alright, all the screws have been taken out, and next step will be to try to pry up the Skylight from the membrane, from the roof. They won't be able to use that plastic knife. It goes under easy, which is not good, because not good for leaking. I think one of the things I saw someone use a knife and cut along here, but I definitely didn't want to do that. So I think maybe, yeah, coming in like this is a better angle. It's a better idea. All right, the Skylight is off, and big crack there, crack up here, and then a crack over here. So, yep. All right, so I've got the Skylight up, and I think that was step three, maybe. Now pull the Skylight up, and now I'm going to try to take off as much of the off of the sealant that I can off the roof. And several hours of work, and I've got the Skylight off, and I've got a rough clean of the surface. Contact the manufacturer tomorrow. I can't remember the name, and see if what the proper putty that I can buy in a gun and put underneath this, because yeah, the surface is ripped a little bit, and I want to make sure to get enough down so that I get a good seal. So an interesting project, I think. Definitely I have some concerns over what I'm doing. I don't think the manufacturer would do any better, but I guess they have supplies. If they cut the roof, the membrane, they could repair it maybe. But the thing about taking it into the dealer to have them work on it, it's like just like the manufacturer, I think they did a poor job, and the dealer might also do a poor job, and you would, as a homeowner, you wouldn't know. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Cheers. Hey, it's the next Saturday, and I'm back on the roof to complete the Skylight installation. This could definitely be a one-day project, but I wanted to give myself a little more time. I was mentally fatigued, taking the old Skylight off, and wanted to make sure I had enough time to take my time and install the Skylight properly. I was also concerned about the adhesive that went between the Skylight and the roof. I had called Grand Design customer service and spoke with someone, but I think they used the word hard cast that I should use, but I wasn't convinced, and she really didn't seem very concerned about the project. So I was just going to go with the products that came with the Skylight. But as I took the other one off, I just became more concerned and wanted to make sure I did the right thing. So I remembered in the manual that it lists all the different manufacturers, and so I thought I would go ahead and wait until Monday and call Alpha Systems. They're the ones that are listed as the it's their roof on this Grand Design Imagine, and so I called them on Monday and got a hold of somebody from customer service, and they were super. They were definitely took their time with me, and they seemed concerned, and she directed me to the products that I needed. Basically a Butyl. I haven't taken a picture of it, I'll put it up, but that's going to go between the skylight and the roof. So Alpha Systems are the same. They make the roof and they made the products, and so I feel super comfortable they're the right things to have. And basically I'm going to put that Butyl tape down. I'm going to fill in the holes, the old holes from the manufacturing process, and then I'm going to put a new string of the tape around where the new holes will go. The big thing is I'm going to put the screws down. I need to make sure not to put them in too hard to crack the skylight. And then from there, it's just the self-leveling putty, self-leveling adhesive that will go around the skylight. And I feel pretty confident about that. So, yep, there we go. All right, so this is how it looks. There's some bubbles in here, but I think I'm going to be okay with that. Hey, so I found it a little difficult to position the skylight from top, so I've went into the shower and positioned it best I can, and now I'm going to use a Sharpie and mark the edges so that when I put it down, I've got it hopefully in the best spot I can. Alright, this is the Butyl tape, so here goes nothing, I guess. I'm going to cross the old holes first. So the strategy I'm going with is I've got enough tape, I think, so I'm going to go one along the edge, which is near the new screws are going to be, and then I'll come back with a second one that will help capture the old screw holes. So. Alright, the tape is all down. Hopefully that'll be enough to cover it. Seems like it should be. These corners are a little concerning. I hope they are not too bubbled up. Hopefully it seals well. Alright, skylight's going on. Putting the skylight down and trying to line up the marks I've made. Definitely wants to stick down. I guess that's good. This needs to come this way a little bit. Now the key is to get these screws down. So I want to use the gauge on this to make it so I don't over tighten the screws. That's going to be the key. I'll make sure to change the setting to a very light so it doesn't put too much torque on it, and I'll adjust that as I go to try to get the right setting. Yep, the key is don't over tight. Alright. Now we're going to be cooking with gas, old school, with a cord. Number 6 on the setting. Hey, I just put the screws into the skylight and super happy with how it looks. I was really concerned about over tightening it, and I think it went pretty well. Sorry about the noise. It's a Saturday, and what are you gonna do? But yeah, super happy with it, and I think it's gonna turn out pretty well. All right, the leaf blower seems to have dissipated, so I'm ready for the next step. That is to put the lap sealer down, the die-core self-leveling, and I've got the official Alpha systems. It's kind of the key to get it into the spot where there's a bit of a absence of that Butyl. Can't say that word now. So I think the next step is going to be to smear a whole bunch of it down. So alright, and just like that, the next can is done. Project done, I think. A little cloudy today. I hope it doesn't rain. It's not supposed to rain, so I'm not sure how long it takes to set up. Maybe I'll come back and take a picture after it sets up, but should be good. I think the only next step to hopefully protect that wood frame, and that is flashing tape. I'm going to surround the wood frame, and so the concept there is if it does leak again, the water will come down onto the flashing tape and then down into the internal skylight frame. We're going to do some things to try to prevent condensation in our trailer, but even condensation in there comes down, has to go someplace. So I'm going to put this tape on to protect the frame. Little illustration, the skylight is in. Light is coming through, and then you have this wood frame. This is where I'm going to put the window flashing. To help protect that, I'm going to bring the flashing down just a little bit past that so I can roll it over to help this protect the wood. Here's where it was damaged. It's a little soft in here, but I think it would be easier to let it go for now. Let's start over here where it was less. The flashing went in pretty well. I've tried to go right down to the wood little tiles. I think that's gonna protect it pretty well. Okay, I think I'm officially done. I was a little concerned with the skylight. The new one was a little bit milky, wasn't quite clear, but I didn't realize it, or I should have realized it, but the interior frame, the interior glass is actually fog, so you can't actually, it's not clear, so you can't actually see out. You can't see that the new skylight is a little wonky. So I think, everything looks back to normal in here. Now I need to finish the project.